Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Ranger! So, while we may have found every Pokemon possible within the Fiore region, but there are still a few special missions that we can tackle. And it's something that we can only do within this right here, called the Ranger Net. Yep. Now, while you may see free here, however there is a fourth mission, but it's something that you can only gain access to only after you have entered a password first. Which I will show off once I am done with the other three. But anyways, everyone. Now, you can easily be able to gain access. Now, with the way that you can be able to gain access to the Ranger Net in the first place, is if you press R, then X, and then left on the menu select screen. But you can only do that once you have finished the game. But however, the way that you gain access to these missions is way different within the Japanese version of the game. Yeah, the way that how the Japanese version works is that these missions could only be downloaded once you pre-ordered a ticket for the Pokemon movie. That of course being a Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. Yeah, if those of you don't know how the movie is, it's essentially majorly the only time that you'll ever really get to see a Manaphy. Yeah. Yeah, even to this day, that ninth movie is really still the only major time that you'll really ever get to see Manaphy. So, actually, yeah. So, for those of you wondering if you can still see Manaphy and doing other things in the other episodes in the anime, that's not really going to be likely the case. Well, there have been a few instances where you saw Manaphy here and there, but it was only for like either an image or it was just one of those fantasy scenes. But that was really about it. But anyways, everyone. Everyone, yeah, like I said, now the way that you get these missions within the Japanese version, it's definitely a lot more stricter than how we get it. Yeah. But anyway, for always everyone. Now as for the actual first mission that we are going to be tackling, actually involves the mythical Pokemon Deoxys. Now, for those of you who have also seen the anime, yeah, may recall like two episodes that involved a Solana trying to capture a Deoxys. And it is also the two episodes where Max really wanted to find out what was wrong with it. And the only way that Max could really talk to Deoxys is if Deoxys utilized Meowth to actually talk to him. So yeah, that was definitely something. Now, and also, with the way that we have to capture Deoxys here, it is essentially going to be the same way as how the anime is how the anime she utilized Deoxys as well. Yeah. Now, as you can see, yeah. Now, immediately as soon as we start off the mission, yeah, as we are just about to enter Krokka Tunnel, yeah, the majority of the mission, yeah, the entirety of this mission is gonna be set inside of a Krokka Tunnel. And if you try to leave, then Solana was saying no. They said no, you cannot not to leave yet. If we have to get that to Deoxys. Oh, wow, Magneton, you really just want to go after me as soon as we actually entered the freaking cave. Jeez. But anyways, everyone. Now, as you can see. Now the levels that you've gotten within the base game will be carried over. Will be carried over onto these special missions. Yeah, so thankfully you do not have to grind whatsoever in order for you to have yourself a chance against the Deoxys. But however, your partner gauge will go down automatically as soon as you actually start the mission off. So you do have to recharge your partner gauge back up again if you want to have yourself a chance. So if you really want to utilize your partner's discharge. Now I will say this right now. Yeah, do not utilize your discharge until we get to its normal form. Yeah, you're definitely gonna see what I mean as we get through our first encounter with Deoxys. Now, as for Deoxys' attack form, now as soon as you are about to get close to capturing it, yeah, sometimes Deoxys will immediately go right towards your cellar, so then he can do that major attack of his. Yeah, and as you saw, yeah. Now, even though we thought we captured it, we connected it emotionally, but however, the capture itself did not work. Yeah, that's because, as for what Spenser is gonna say here, Professor Hastings advised me on Deoxys. Surprisingly, Deoxys apparently can be captured only in its normal form. Yeah, which is exactly how the anime utilized some of those two episodes involving those two episodes with Solana, where she could only capture the Deoxys when it is only in its normal form. Now we are going to be experiencing what the other forms of Deoxys are. Before we actually get to the actual true, before we actually get to the true capture of Deoxys, in its normal form. But until then, yeah, I would say now. Here's what I was also saying about. You may want to get your partner's energy gauge, your partner's gauge fully already. Before you take on the Deoxys fight in its normal form. Yeah. But until then, now as we are once again exploring around the Krokka Tunnel, yeah, I may as well show off now what exactly is different now that we are going for this special mission. Now, as you saw within the I believe at the start of that entrance area, after that Magneton, yeah, I believe there was no Machop there before. I forget if the Machop was there within the base game or not. honestly, I forget. But anyways, now we are going to be tackling Deoxys again, but this time in its defensive form. Now, I would say in its defense form, it is definitely where you're going to have a little bit of a difficult time, considering, yeah, the defense form of Deoxys requires you to do at least 17 loops in order for you to be able to get him. Now, while he may not move them that fast as in its attack form, it's just that it will take some time before you even think about. Yeah, it will take you some time before the actual capture is done. Yeah. And there we go. And yep, and there we go. Once again, Deoxys has transformed once again. This time into its speed form. But I'm getting the feeling that it's not as aggressive as it was before. Do you get the feeling too? Well, maybe. But anyways. Yeah, I mean, as well we get the magnetons here. Yeah, and as you can see as well, yeah, once again that vine that used to be able to during the post game allowed us to be able to enter the Pendula Cave is once again gone. So unfortunately we cannot so unfortunately we cannot go to the so we cannot go to the Pendula Cave for 11 of us, so yeah, like I said, considering that the majority of this mission obviously takes place only in the Krokka Tunnel, so yeah. But anyways, everyone. Now as for Deoxys in its speed form, as you can tell by the name, yeah, speed form. Yeah, the speed form Deoxys moves really fast, which thankfully you only have to do 3 loops in order for you to be able to get past it through the speed form. Yeah. And there it is, normal form again. Now I may as well capture a Grappler again. Just so I can see if anything is different inside of that rock wall. Yeah. Now, if it is still a Curlia or not. Yeah. Now Solana is getting the feeling that now Deoxys may come close for you to be able to get him. For you to be able to be able to capture the Deoxys this time around. Anyways, yeah, hello, Grappler again. Now, as you also see, when we re-enter the area where we saw those Polyworlds and Zubats. Now, those Polyworlds and Zubats will be removed. Now they will be removed from the area entirely, because of course, yeah, they obviously wanted to focus more on the capture of the Deoxys, Deoxys more. So. Yeah, so thankfully you do not have to put up with any of those Zubats that are trying to confuse you and whatnot. Oh yeah, and speaking of Zubats, yeah, you see? Yeah, now the Zubats, now all the Zubats, well, several of them anyway, yeah, now they have all been moved to there. Whereas for the Polyworlds are just straight up gone. Anyways, here we go. Yep. I wasn't mistaken. It's remained in its normal form. But ditto, don't rush in. Trying to understand what Deoxys is thinking. Well, we could try. But anyways, now it's time for the actual proper fight against the Deoxys. But to if you want to be able to capture its normal form, we will once again have to take on its attack, defense, and speed forms. Now it is random which one that it will transform into. Then as soon as you're done with that form, then as soon as it transforms back into its normal form, yeah, definitely utilize your partner's discharge and you're done. So yeah, once you have gone to its normal form, you simply utilize your discharge and you're good. Yeah, look at that, we've now got ourselves the next level up. Yeah, so now we can see which color it actually goes up to now. Okay, now it goes from purple to light blue. All right. I would say that is definitely a very neat coloring change there. And with that is indeed Deoxys captured. You did it. That's a successful capture. You established an emotional link with the Deoxys, Ditto. This should cheer up our leader. Yep. Deoxys, I'm so glad that it seemed to understand everything. It seemed to realize that capturing isn't an attack. Even better, it seems to understand now that Rangers aren't enemies. Yeah, not anymore. It looks as if the Deoxys is thanking us. Gee, Deoxys, we need to thank you. Thank you so much. We should release it though. Take care, Deoxys. Yep. So long, Deoxys. Let's head back. Yeah, obviously. We should go help him. We should help Merv in this mission to cheer up our leader. Yeah, that was another thing too, was that. Well, Merv is off doing his own mission too. Welcome back. Those big grins. Did you maybe? Yeah, what do you think? Great news. Great news, leader. The feelings of a ranger like Ditto got through, even to the Deoxys. When we released it at the end, I got the feeling that it was grateful to us. Why the big change of mood, leader? When I tried to cheer you up with my best untold jokes and puns, you wanted to crack a smile. Yeah, that's because you're not funny, Murph. But as soon as you hear their report, you have a grin stretching from here to there. Sorry, Murph. Yeah, you surely are sorry. I really did appreciate your efforts to cheer me up. But your puns, yeah. I don't know how I should say this. But say it anyway. None of them were funny in the least. Sorry. I really do appreciate what you do for us, Murph. Yeah, except when he leaves as a ranger anyway. Do I dare believe that? Yeah, does he believe that? Thanks everyone. Ditto, Solana, and Merv too. It's mission complete. Yes, indeed it is. Now, I guess I should say this as well too. Now, when you are done with these special missions, you will get a notification saying that the mission is done, and you can challenge it. And you can come back here to challenge this again whenever you feel like it. So yeah, so thankfully these So thankfully these special missions do not leave. Even after you start a new save file. It's just that if you want to be able to get access to them again, you still have to finish the game first. Yeah, so yeah, definitely keep that in mind. If you want to go for these special missions again, but if you want to restart the entire game again. And also, after that notification, then you get the notification once again, in order for you to be able to save it, in order for you to be able to save the game. Then you get yourself a ticket back to the title screen again. But anyways, yeah, yeah, those guys have definitely heard Deoxys outside. Yeah, they definitely heard Deoxys outside. Yeah, that's really something. But anyways, everyone, with that said, that is indeed special mission number 1 done. And so we're gonna get started on the next special mission for the next one. And so to then, I'll see you guys next time.